Hello and welcome back to Forza Motorsport with a bit of a confession. I was going to make a Horizon 5 video, which is introduced by saying how Forza Motorsport still sucks after a year. And then the new update came out for Forza Motorsport right as I finished recording that. And it's actually kind of good now. There's still many problems with Forza Motorsport 2023. But it is at least to the point that it should have been at when it launched. It is actually a game now that works most of the time. So I figured I'd have another go with it, especially because Sunset Peninsula has been added back. I haven't seen it since Forza Motorsport 4, and I have no nostalgia for this track. I didn't grow up with Forza Motorsport 4. I grew up with the Forzas that already had Daytona. This is sort of their Daytona-esque, but not copyrightable. So I want to test it out. I want to see how good this track is, and if it is just nostalgia, or if it is a fantastic track. So we're not going to do any drifting. No, that would be too sensible. No, we're going to do some proper, real racing, the type of racing that I absolutely adore. Okay, for our first race, it's going to be nice and simple, 4 laps in vintage Le Mans racers. Yes, I've chosen the Matra-Simca because it can have a wing on its hood. Yeah, it's cool. It's a weird, funky little thing. I love it to death. We'll be in reverse PI order, so the fastest cars are at the back. I am basically smack dab in the middle. We'll see how this goes, really. The AI were a bit of contentious the last time I played this many months ago. So let's see how they do. I got a little bit of wheel spin start. I don't know where I'm going. I was looking at the oval track. That's okay. Almost ran wide. Penalties. We'll see how they are. Oh dear. Can I shoot the gap? Yes. But I really should have gone around the outside because they came to a full stop on a racetrack. What are you doing? Guys. Fellas. This is not that hard. This really is not that hard. I know, these are difficult cars to control, clearly, but come on. Don't get a penalty, don't get a penalty. Again, the fastest cars should be coming through the field, but I don't think they know how to come through the field. Yep, they've had a problem. Yeah, they've had many. I don't think the driver tars, the AI, whatever you want to call them, were fully synced to this track, if I can be perfectly honest. Because I have not had a very good lap, and I am in 5th, starting from, 16th? It does seem like these guys are actually vaguely trying. There's a guy a million miles up the road, the Forza AI, who decides, hey, I'm going to actually try while everyone else decides I'm going to get lapped. So let's see how this track is, since this is apparently going to be a hot lapping session. Luckily there's only 4 laps, so this should be fairly quickly. I love the Matra. I'll talk about the Matra while we're here. I think this was the 74 model year. I don't remember exactly what model year this was that was used in. Threw it in the wall on his own accord. I had nothing to do with the Lotus or the Chevron absolutely dying into corner 2. Well done, fellas. Now, that's a little bit of a corner cut. Alright. Anyway, the Matra, yes, very successful endurance racer. In fact, it made Matra hang up their hats and retire as champions, if I remember correctly, because they won every single race of the year but one. So, yes, this was a very successful car. Now, if we can just catch the guys up there. What are they even in? I'm not very good at this track. Okay. I had a moment. I am not acclimated to this track either, as it turns out, so I probably won't be catching them. Ugh. Okay. Let's see what we can do, though. Because, realistically, we're already on the podium, which is good. We are being hounded gradually because of my screw-up by a GT40. I think second place is out of reach. I have 2 laps to go. Not ideal. But we're gonna work with it. You know, we're gonna make it work. What are they even in? Someone's in the wall. You can see them in the corner. Over there. They went into the wall again. You know, you would think... I'm trying to talk about the bloody Matra, but I keep coming back to the AI in this track. I genuinely don't think that they set the AI up right on this track. It feels like it was a very last-minute sort of thing, you know? Like, oh yeah, what do you mean? Of course I got the AI tracking done. I wouldn't push that off to the last minute, sir. That would be ridiculous. And then internally he's screaming to die. Completely unrelated to my professional work experience at all. Okay, because they're just not good. I mean, these two are pulling away, but they're about to lap someone, and it's only lap 3 out of 4. I mean, it's not that long of a track. It's less than a minute 40, and I'm doing terrible laps. Probably like a minute 37. Was an actually decent driver who actually knows this track well. Yeah, they're about to lap him. I know he's in a slow car, but, I mean, surely those guys aren't exactly in, you know, McLaren Sennas or anything. Let's just try and get a good 4th lap, get a good fastest lap in for our Matra. What are they in, anyway? They're in the bloody super slow cars. I call shenanigans. Maybe I would have caught them if I hadn't really thrown it in the wall myself. But I am starting to pull a gap to... off the wall. The heck was that? Well, I guess I'm not going for a fast lap since it just decided to stop. I clipped it, I scraped the paint, and it decided to make me go from 150 to 90 miles an hour. What is that shenanigans? That's a lap car. He's having a really bad day. The Ferrari is all over my trumpet. Let's see. Never mind. Ferrari had... Oh dear. Ferrari had a bad day. Okay. I think they had it off. They were very slow through that hairpin. That's a corner cut and a half, because I got some wheel spin. Thankfully, the penalties are on a very low setting, because Forza regulations are still dumb and should really just be abolished by this point. He's had an even worse day than me. So is he. Watch, that's for position or something? I don't think it is, because that's a chevron. Nope. Wait, what? Out of all of my penalty... Okay, I was sort of out of control there. Wheel's been trying to avoid the car in front. But sure, give me a penalty for that corner cut. None of the others, mind you, just that one. Well, this race did not go to plan. I'm not gonna lie. I was sort of hoping it would be a race and not me floundering around a new old track. Huh. Well, that was, disappointing. You know, when I saw the update and I started looking at the cars, I genuinely thought that Forza had turned a corner. Maybe it was the wrong way, though. Okay. For our second race, we are in the prototypes. The LMP3 Ligiers. These should be, in theory, nicer to drive, and I'll tell you why. These are the very bottom of the prototype totem pole, which means they have a lot of grip, but not a lot of power, and they're rear-wheel drive, so they should be easy to control. We'll see if that's true, because, again, apparently they have not fixed the AI after a year. So, just gonna swoop around the outside, a little bit off track, that's okay. There's 2 wheels on the track for that one. Yeah, you see what I mean? Oh, they've had a not very small death. I think he actually murdered someone, and that was like full Hamilton into Verstappen 2021 sort of thing. Oh, we had a prop. Oh, boy. Alright, we're in 7th. Had a slight contact. Not really my fault. The guy had a... He got lost. I think James May's driving that one. He just went straight into a corner. Alright. Well, that was a chaotic first half a lap, as you would expect for starting from the very back. But now we are fighting our way towards the very front, because everyone in front of us tried to kill each other. And as long as you stay out of trouble, you will profit. So that's nice. But now these guys are actually good. This is the highest difficulty. Someone was in the wall over there again. They're very far behind. Now let's see who can do... This is a one-make racing series. These are basically all identical. So we're going to move around the outside here. Maybe do a little bit of side drafting. Just like the 24 Hours of Daytona, he's on a better line, though he had a shorter distance to cover. I got slipstream pulled right into his rear bumper. Now, what are they going to do into this corner? Are they going to go flat? Yes, they are. Okay, I was fully expecting him to brake like a cowardly fool and shoot up the inside, and instead I was the cowardly fool, because otherwise I would have had a very big death. Okay, so they're actually good up here. I was afraid they weren't going to take that corner flat. Which is a problem, because now I'm really far behind. Brakes are very good in this. You know, I will say, I love this car. I love the Matra. We give Motorsport a lot of crap for not being a game that was playable in the first year, pretty much. But their add-ons, especially in the automotive department, the vehicles, have been exceptional. There have been a few updates in Horizon where you're like, yeah, but really? Is that the best you could do? Subaru SVX. Sorry, I had a cough there. But, there hasn't really been a dull update for Motorsport. I must commend them for having impeccable taste. Right now, as I'm playing this, you can work your way towards unlocking a Trans Am Mustang. I've never seen a Boss 302 Parnelli Jones Mustang in any video game, and it's here. That's really cool. It's based on it's what my car is based on. That's really cool. Okay, but as cool as the updates are, let's see if we can catch these guys. They're doing a really sneaky line, putting it right on the very edge there. I don't know how they're not spinning into the dirt when they're putting two wheels on the dirt. But they're not, so that's impressive. Car control, I guess. I don't really believe it, but it's cool. These are on the hardest difficulty, and I'm afraid it might be the cheaty difficulty again, because I am driving actually decently in this one. And I am barely keeping up with them. And if I make one tiny error, they're gone. So I'm staying with them just about, thanks to the draft on the main straight. But I'm not really close enough to launch an attack. I want a top 5. I want a top 5 for my last two, I guess 5th in that case, challenge. Come on, get in the draft. Get in the, we are in identical vehicles. I should have a top speed advantage on this guy. And I'm not really gaining. I am gaining, obviously, because my lap time is significantly faster than before, but I don't think I'm going to catch this guy unless he makes a mistake. Or unless I make a mistake. Oh, that's a really good line through there. That's a really good line through there. Oh, that I don't know how I did that. But that was good. And then he pulls away. How does he pull away? We're in the same vehicle. I got a really good launch and I had my gears right and he just ran away. That's some shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans on that. Ugh. I had a great run and it was stuck. Like, how is he pulling away? That is nonsense. Utter nonsense. I can see why he pulled away there because I locked my brakes up a little bit and ran a car width wide. But still, apart from that section, I don't know why I didn't at least stay with him. Well, that's a little bit disappointing, because that was actually some pretty good pace on for a decent finishing position, and then they just buggered off completely. Huh. I know it's difficult to play catch-up when you're in a one-make race, because inherently you're all in the same vehicle. But I don't think they are. I think that's some shenanigans afoot. Alright. I'm getting used to the track. I think the track is growing on me. Is it a masterpiece? No, not really. I was very comparable with them at the front, just not consistent enough. And for our final race, we're in the MX-5 Cup, because that is just the best racing series in the world, and it's not even close. Although the World Endurance Championship is getting pretty darn good now. But it's not as good as MX-5, because this mixes the brilliance of touring cars, the competitiveness of a one-make racing series, and the frame rate drops of Forza Motorsport. That was a really bad start. I don't know what that was. I also don't know why they're braking. Oh god. Forza, we're supposed to be showing that you're better, and they're braking on a straightaway. Oh, and the frame rate. Oh god. What is going on? I hope that doesn't show up in the footage. Actually, I kind of hope it does show up in the footage, so you know what I'm on about. Oh god. This is really jerky now. This is properly beef now. I didn't think that would be the biggest challenge driving these MX-5s, is frame rate drops and just partial freezes. He's had a bad day. My Xbox is apparently having a worse day. We're 3 wide and going around the outside, just about giving room. Thank you very much, kind sir. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. That was terrifying. But that was a brilliant overtake. That was, I required a lot of trust to make that one work, and I wasn't really sure I had it. Oh, what is the frame rate doing? I'm gonna die. In real... I'm supposed to be showing you're better! What is this? Again, I really hope this is showing up on the video to this point now, because it's going on for so long. I hope it is actually appearing in the footage, and it's not just like my TV having a stroke. Because otherwise, it would be, I guess, the equivalent of an angry old man shouting at scenery. Hopefully, the game calms itself down. Because I am in 6th, hunting down a top 5. He had a really bad exit of that corner. I'm going to guess he hit the brakes because I was near him, and they get afraid like that. They get very afraid. We're going to try and slipstream off of this guy. Luckily, he's tapping his brakes. Does he have his hazards on? Do these have hazards? I think they might disable those for the track. What are you doing? What am I doing? I'm locking up. That's what I'm doing. I tried to brake while turning, and that was a mistake. Of course, you also don't really have much of a choice on that corner. Very nasty. I'm using, if you couldn't tell, the reverse layout, and that was a bit terrifying. I was sort of going cautious on the first lap, just trying to avoid the car, and I tried doing it on a flying lap, and that was a bit alarming. It just locked up, because cars don't like to brake while turning, and by the nature of that track layout, you have to brake while turning. And I lost quite a bit of time on 5th place doing that. Shenanigans, that's disappointing. I kept out of the grass, which is the most important thing. But, yeah, that was not ideal. Skimmed the wall a little bit. It's weight savings, so I'm taking the paint off. It's weight savings. I'm doing it intentionally. I mean, I know that, you know, hitting the wall can lose like 50 miles an hour speed even if you brush it with the outer coat of your paint. But hey, you know what? Who's tracking? Now the soft compound tires are coming into their element here. I'm starting to wear them in. which is good because I only got 2 more laps to go. I probably would have been within striking range now if I hadn't locked up like a fool. As it stands, I just want a top 5, because once again, they have buggered off into the distance. I'm on soft tires with the right amount of fuel, and they're braking, and yet they're still pulling away. I don't understand that. I'm going to try something sneaky, and then straight line. There we go. Look at that. Brilliant. Could probably do it a bit better, but it worked. I got it stopped. And now we are in the draft. The draft is super powerful in these MX-5s because of the roll cage. It adds a lot of turbulent air, and you can see I'm already gaining on him. And then we got this really nasty chicane. I actually prefer the track in reverse, apart from that oval disembarkment, which is a word. This is a far superior track layout, I'm just saying. It is so much more engaging and challenging to drive. I can't go anywhere because I have an MX-5 in my face hole. And dial up the inside. Thank you very much. I didn't even have to go into the door of the guy that time. Look at this now. We've made an overtake legitimately. No one spun out. No one died. It was a legitimate, clean overtake. I think that was the first one this whole video because everyone else kept crashing or running away with the win by an enormous margin. Very, very strange indeed. We have 1 more lap. Can I get 4th? He's very close. He is braking like a moron, so that is going to be my chance. Braking around the oval. Here we go. Come on, MX-5. Come on. It may not have a lot. I think it has a completely bone stock MX-5 engine, like from the road. I'm pretty sure this vehicle has. So it's not very fast. Now I'm going to go high and then bank low. I'm trying to push it on the brakes. I'm just pushing a bit too hard to catch the guy. I feel like I might have burned my chance there. I had to try something. I'm pushing really bloody hard to catch him. Which, by the way, should not be happening in identical vehicles. And one of them's on soft tires, and the other one's probably on mediums. But, as it stands, this is some shenanigans. Again, my tires are, they're not starting to wear, I'm just pushing too hard. Yeah, I'm just overdriving the car. I was like, maybe I can use an excuse and say that tires are worn out, but nope, I'm just pushing way too hard for this vehicle. 1 more lap and I would have had him. 1 more lap and I would have had him. If I hadn't locked the brakes up, I would have had him. In fact, I might still be able to get this guy, to be fair. If I just do absolute maximum commitment through here. And then do a late brake. Now, can I get the inside? I can. We'll get him on the final corner. Ha ha ha! We are in 4th. There you go. That is how we do it. 2 legitimate overtakes in the video. Who could have figured that after the first race? I'll take it. I will take it indeed. Yeah, that was partially my bad. I shouldn't have locked up that one time, because I've definitely lost a few seconds. And then the opportunity cost of losing that as well. Oh well. We actually had a good race to finish it off. Look at that. There's also the new replay system. It's actually not bad. It's got actual intervals. It's a good thing. I'm not gonna complain about it. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Can I just... I can't... How do I get rid of the thing? Anyway, that will be it for this episode of Forza Motorsport. It's still got a lot of problems, but now that they're actually starting to fix it and address it, I might even be back with more.